Guys, we got Jussie Smollett here. I think everyone...
Our next guest.
Yes.
Jussie Smollett.
Oh my god. I think everyone...
He'd probably accept an invitation to this show at this point. He's like, really? Anything I can get now?
Yeah,
like,
really. Yeah, before I go to jail. Probably
He's probably going to write a book and make millions of dollars.
More than likely you will. But we do have an exclusive here on Preferably Biased, actually. I found the video of the attack. You guys want to? Yeah, check this out, guys.
You're like, you guys want to watch it?
Yeah, check it out.
Okay, so this is an exclusive for us.
Here we go.
Isn't anybody going to help that poor man?
Hush, Harriet. That's a sure way to get him killed.
Oh, help me, help me, help me. Somebody help me, help me, help me, help me. Shut
up. A scene from a movie that did not age well.
No, it did not at all.
What movie is that?
I do not know what it was. Raising Saddles?
See, that's one of the movies I've never seen Blazing Saddles.
That's the one with the Wonka Factory guy in it, right?
Yeah, Gene Wilder.
Yeah. The Wonka Factory guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Make fun of you
not even Willy Wonka.
just
the motherfucker from the Wonka Factory, purple fucking Wonka.
Oh shit.
The Wonka looking ass.
Oh man. So, for those who don't know about Jussie Smollett, he just faked a hate crime.
Allegedly.
Yes, thank you. Allegedly faked a hate crime. And paid actors from the show Empire to beat the shit out of them. And while they were there, they were claiming that it was a bunch of white guys. And it ended up being these two gentlemen right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not those two.
Yeah, AOC and Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, so when they figured out it was these guys, everyone was just like, hey, I think this is a lie. I'm not thinking this is legit.
Why wouldn't you pick less jacked black guys?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Well,
I saw one guy make a good point. Like, it's like, well, at least he's hiring black actors.
Oh, okay.
It's like, at least he's,
Yeah, he's not outsourcing it to the whites.
Exactly.
But if I was picking people to beat me up, I wouldn't pick,
Oh, yeah, no. If
people that could be pictures for, like, workout supplements. What I mean?
I'd pick you, Parker. I'd honestly, like...
Right, yeah, you look like...
Like, if I'm just like, yeah, Parker, come kick my ass, man. I'll give you $3,500.
The police would be like, what, did a child beat you up? That's exactly what happened.
Those tiny hands of Parker's, man.
Parker, you could probably fight.
I can wrestle.
You can wrestle? I could sit... Yeah, you got a little rage.
Which is, like, the worst way to fight.
Well, yeah.
How is that the worst way to fight?
I can't fight at all.
That's when everyone breaks up the fight.
What do you mean?
What?
Like, if you're throwing punches with somebody, people, like, will let you do that. But if you take a guy to the ground...
Oh, yeah, that's when people want to break it up.
Okay.
Yeah, but isn't the goal to end the fight? I'm trying to be safe, you know what I mean?
Sometimes.
The goal is to win.
The goal is to win, says the guy who can't fight.
Yeah, I've never been in a fight. Never been in a fight. Never want to be in a fight. Honestly, pick me to beat you up. I'll do the worst job ever. Because I can't.
We should do that. We should say that like in a racist attempt, like Empire actors beat us up.
I don't think we should do that at all. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a bad idea.
I don't even like the concept.
We can make Jussie Smollett look really good doing something like that.
Oh man, but yeah, people had a ball with this Jussie Smollett stuff this week. Here's
yeah, they went in on him.
Even on like even NBA Access or whatever this thing was on TNT started getting at him.
How? America.
Charles
Let me just tell you something. What's that? Do not commit crimes with checks. Come on, man. You cannot. If you're gonna break the law, do not write a check.
I can't believe he wrote a check to these people.
Wait, he didn't pay them cash. He just wrote them a check. What was in the remitter line? Like hate crime? Like
yeah,
like,
hate crime.
Just like for the hate crime.
Oh man. So what they're saying now is that he did not send that check to them for the hate crime. It was for training. Like he was getting them to train him how to fight. So I'm guessing the training involves just randomly attacking you.
Oh God! No! I didn't get attacked
style.
by MAGA people in MAGA hats. I was training how to fight people in MAGA hats. Is that his like story now?
I'm not sure if that's the story, but the check is what he's saying. There's like these people were training me how to fight.
There are certain. I think it's worth acknowledging that I don't know what it's like to be black and gay. I don't know what makes you want to do something like this. The Chicago PD is notoriously corrupt. Fuck shit up all the time. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying the dude's innocent. It definitely doesn't look that way. But I think it's the way it's emerging is a little fucked up too. I think he's got like people are going in on him based on some kind of shaky,
like evidence or whatnot.
Well, not evidence. The Chicago Police Department is just fucked up.
I mean, we just
fucked up organization.
We just looked at the two MAGA guys that whipped his ass. I mean,
well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The optics aren't good, but I'm just it's definitely looking like he's not innocent of this.
Oh, not in the slightest, dude.
But I just due process. That's all I'm saying.
Let's
get everything out there.
Due process. The dude fucking there's so much evidence.
There is. There's a lot of evidence. I'm not defending him. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just putting it just as long as everything's out there. It
sounds like Tyler's about to start defending this guy.
I'm not. I don't defend people named Jussie. Okay? I don't defend men named Jussie. That's not what I'm in this business for.
It's not a bad name. I like the name, man.
It sounds kind of like a slur.
Jussie Smollett?
Smollet.
It sounds like a Roald Dahl character. It sounds like a kid who runs away from the witches.
That girl you were talking to last night? Yeah, she was a bit of a Jussie, wasn't she?
Oh,
yeah. No, she had a Smollet on her.
Yeah, because it just rhymes with hussy. That's why you think that one.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
For explaining that.
You're welcome.
A Jussie
very welcome.
is a Jewish hussy.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely a slur.
Damn. Okay, damn. He's got to change his name and pay bail. So
he's got beautiful teeth.
And the guy's an amazing actor, which we're going to see very shortly.
Oh, okay.
But Charles Barkley actually gave him very good advice for if he ever commits this again.
Jussie, you wasted all that damn time and money. You know what you should have did? What's that? Just went up in Liam Neeson's neighborhood. You could have solved all your things, bro.
Oh shit! Do you know about the Liam Neeson stuff?
Oh yeah, how he was like, I looked around for black folks and thought they might provoke me, so I'll kill them. And where the hell is my daughter?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
He was like, and it was acting training, and I'm like, yes.
Was that acting training? I thought he was like legit mad about that, like something happened to his family or something.
No, one of his friends got raped.
Yeah,
by a black guy.
But didn't he do it for the sake of like
he was so enraged in a blind emotional rage that like he was looking to beat up any black guy. It would be like if like your friend got like I don't want to go into that here. But part of the thing that I hate when people talk about that is like he was talking about that in the context of like race, like explaining racism to a degree. And he's
he was like, no, here's why it's okay. Because my friend was raped.
I think he
wasn't saying he still wants to do it. He's talking about one time.
Yeah, because he was talking about how crazy he was back then. He couldn't believe that he was he had those thoughts is what he was getting at. And then no one listened to that part of the interview. They were just like, get him the fuck out of here.
Well, that's some shit. If you're going, you keep that to yourself, Liam Neeson.
He should have kept it to himself.
You just stay. Yeah. Don't put your mouth on that.
Yeah, you don't.
Because you're just going to end up backtracking, and you're going to dig a hole, and look what happened.
Yeah, there's no...
And now I literally thought he was, like, trying to get into character. He's like, I was playing this killer, so I went around black neighborhoods and thought I might get violent with one of them.
I had a particular set of skills.
Exactly. Yeah,
in the ghetto.
That's what I thought it was.
That's one of Stephen Tracy's jokes. Is that, like, it's literally the plot to Taken, but... when it's Serbians, it's okay.
Wow, shouts out to who was that?
I don't even know what Parker just said.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Yeah, no, sorry. To whomever that comedian is.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry,
It's
Steven.
like I'm sure when it's on
That's
stage,
pretty
and I'm sure it kills.
Sorry, Stephen Tracy. Okay, so this is little sections of the interview that we had, that they had with him before we knew he was lying. And this is going to be shown in psychology courses for the rest of time. And I don't know, just listen to this kind of shit. And you can see like the hints that he was lying now looking back at it.
It's like, at first it was a thing of like, listen, if I tell the truth, then that's it, because it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Then it became a thing of like, oh, how can you doubt that? Like, how do you not believe that? It's the truth. And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
Anyone that says the truth that many times, I know is lying.
Mm-hmm. And after every literally after every time he said it, he glanced to the left. Yeah, if you look back, like maybe not every time he said the truth, but like when he's talking to her, he ends
it's
every
the truth.
Look.
And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
He kept looking like to the side of her head, you mean?
Well, and more particularly at the beginning, before he's talking about like believing and stuff, like here.
It was a thing of like, listen, if I tell the truth,
he's lying here.
Then that's it, because it's the truth. Mm-hmm.
Glance over.
Then it became a thing of like,
you say, you can't live in a lie that long.
Like,
you gotta.
How do you not believe that?
You gotta run away from it for a minute.
And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that.
True science.
This shit, it's like with this guy right here. Every time I hear someone that's constantly trying to get you to believe something and they keep repeating the same word over and over again, I know it's complete bullshit now. And I know that by hearing people like this guy he's this next guy coming up, he sells like keto dietitian secrets, and he's trying to act like he's doing more than that.
Truth.
So check out this.
You don't even want to
get in the best possible shape of your life and get the ripped six-pack abs that you have been after for so darn long. And it's all leveraging science. True science. Literally the first program of its kind on the internet to truly back everything with science. You see my videos all over the internet and you know how I am about my science. So now I'm bringing it to you. And you know my story. I went from 280 pounds to where I am now on the covers of magazines.
Because of science. You can't
Thanks
trust
to
anybody.
Science.
You can't.
I just like the phrase "true science,"
right?
As opposed to,
what other science? False science. Yeah.
False science.
Science that's wrong.
Yes.
Oh man. So we got a little bit more of this, Jussie.
And there is no doubt in your mind what motivated this attack.
I could only go off of their words. I mean, who says empire, this MAGA country, ties a noose around your neck and pours bleach on you?
Apparently nobody.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh my god.
Apparently you, Jesse. Apparently that's something you do.
Yeah.
We keep calling him Jesse because that's a
I'm so used to it.
Well, because that's a decent name for a person.
Yeah.
Not Jussie. I just something about that name is just I hope it's a nickname. I hope it's not on his birth certificate.
I guarantee it is. This part I found extremely hilarious right here.
And this is just a friendly fight. I will never be the man that this did not happen to.
That's a little funny.
He's just such a piece of shit.
It sounds like halfway philosophical too. That's what I love too.
Mm-hmm.
And what a good.
He's like trying to be so smart.
He's such a good actor too, man. Like he had hope. If he didn't do this, he could get another job. Look, he's crying.
Those are. The crying is not. I love how like acting is basic. Like how good an actor you are is just a gauge on how easily you can cry. That's like such a big. Oh yeah, like one of the first like sometimes like when you say like I'm an actor, they'll be like, oh, you're an actor, can you cry? It's like I'm not really trying to cry right now, man. Like that's That's like but a lot of people can cry who aren't very
Try
good
to
actors.
cry.
Try to cry.
Try to
right
cry.
now?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh my God.
Parker, can you cry?
Well, see,
I can't believe it. You guys are come on here. Try and make me cry on this fucking croak. It just doesn't make any sense.
See, it's not difficult.
That just sounds like whining. I'm not seeing tears in Parker's eyes.
Well,
He's just got a gloss in his eyes.
But they're there.
2 hits off the bowl, you look exactly like that.
Very
Want
true.
to see me cry? So let me hit the bowl a couple times. I'll come in looking like I just lost a dog.
Oh man.
Never be the man that this did not happen to.
And people wonder like why he would do this. Like, this dude was gonna be a hero. If he got away with this, he was very close to getting away with this. If he hired white guys to beat him up and didn't write a check, he would have gotten away with this.
He might have.
100%.
Unless they went, and
rogue, like, hey, we're not taking the fall for this.
Yeah, or just said like, hey, like went to the police and or just like, did what these 2 guys did and were just like, well, no, here's what really happened.
Right? Yeah, they did tell on him.
They did tattle.
This is what I think is so narcissistic too, is that in the attack he mentions the TV show he's a star of. Like, I don't think a ton of racists watch Empire.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
because they yelled at Yo Empire. And
Yeah.
That's how they
Like, hey, Emmy nominated most highly rated show on this network.
Hey,
Get your ass over
Empire
here.
Person.
Hey, talent. Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Maybe
acting.
leave that part out.
But-
I read a couple stories too that people around him say he's a complete dumbass.
Oh,
Like-
I do not doubt it.
He's a super good actor, but supposedly he's dumb as a bag of rocks.
Well, that's kind of the stereotype for actors, just really dense. No offense, Tyler. Tyler did acting.
That's
you're
good.
Yeah, but just like dense individuals that don't have any real thoughts of their own. But anyway, look
Smollett
with this part
hopes
right
to
here.
rewrite the narrative about that night, saying he fought back against his attackers.
This is like him crafting a narrative of sort of being a hero of the oppressed.
And reported the
so
incident
close.
after his creative director called 911.
He's supposed to be well-known requesting a report, and so the noose was placed over the friend's neck.
I want that video found so badly because for probably 4 reasons. Number 1, I want them to find the people that did it. Number 2, I want them to stop being able to say alleged attack. Number 3, I want them to see that I fought back. And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought.
There it is.
And it does not take anything away from people that are not able to do that. But I fought back. They ran off. I didn't.
What do you say to a young gay man, a young gay person?
To learn to fight. And I don't just mean learn to fight. I mean, learn to fight. Learn to be a fighter. I am not advocating violence at all. So let's be clear about that. If you're going to die, fight until you do. Because if you don't fight, you have no chance. I have fought for love. I'm an advocate. I respect too much the people who I am now one of those people who have been attacked in any way. You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
Dude, that is so crazy listening to just I don't know anyone that can lie that well in my everyday life. Tyler's I can lie pretty good. Don't you worry about that.
I've done some pretty good lying.
I can lie like a motherfucker.
No, I've lied to the police a few times, and
I wouldn't say that on.
I was a juvenile. It was weed. I was fine.
Oh, okay, you're fine. You're fine.
We're good. But no, that's some. That's just that was a little more chilling than the previous clip because he he starts going in about little boys and
he was Parker. This guy was gonna be a hero of the LGBT and black community if he got away with this.
Yeah.
That is just so crazy, and he's so close to getting away with this. Also, every hate crime in the future now is gonna be sort of
it's gonna get a further unnecessary scrutiny from people who doubt it. Well, not necessarily. I mean, like, I think this will blow over, honestly.
You know what's really terrible is 2 racists could beat him up on the street now, and no one would believe him.
Yeah.
Crying wolf.
He cried wolf, man.
Cried racist.
Exactly.
How?
Is he going to jail though?
He has.
He also turned himself into the police, which never. I mean, but that's again. It's like when you turn yourself in, it's usually because you, even if you aren't totally guilty, you face a possibility of like a much worse sentence. It's like there's all this that goes into like the bureaucracy of being arrested.
Yeah, it's more likely for your plea bargains to like be a little bit better if you cooperate. But no, he could serve up to 5 years. I guarantee he just gets probation though.
Yeah,
they're not sending him to prison.
Yeah, and he'll be back acting in a year and a half. Once this whole thing rolls over, he'll get some new job. Nobody will give a shit.
Well, I think the bright side of that is that it won't negate. I mean, this sounds really cynical and shitty, but we already have such a negated view of hate crimes and like.
What do you mean?
Well, because unless it happens to a famous person or a prolific person, like hate crimes happen all the time, and like violence happens all the time. And I think one of the things the Chicago PD chief said, I mean, even as sketchy as they are, like when there was that big press conference for Jussie's indictment or whatever, he was just like, I wish there was this many people for every time someone was murdered in Chicago, which is a lot.
That might just be a thing where that literally happens every day, so you get numb to it. So the whole plus it's only happening in Chicago. This is a more national story going on.
But I think the reason it's more national is because it's an actor on Empire.
Yeah, he's famous as shit.
Yeah, and so, even this will blow over. But my point in that, I think the bright side is that it won't negate how we feel about hate crimes because it will blow over. And the next hate crime we see, I think we'll take it fresh. I think it'll still be horrific. I don't think this will,
I don't quite understand why there needs to be the law of like hate crime, like that extra little thing. Like if the crime happens, it still why do they even add that little extra little bit to it? Because the sentence is more for a hate crime than the regular crime.
Oh yeah, no, literally, it's if you it's like the one bit Dave Chappelle had. He was like someone threw a snowball at him, and they called him the N-word while doing it. And he was just like, if you throw a snowball at someone, that's a misdemeanor. But if you call him the N-word while doing it, that's a felony hate crime. Right. So he brought the kid to prison. Right. Well, I mean, I don't know if that actually happened, but that's the bit. And no, it should definitely be, there should absolutely be, laws about hate crime. And if racism or something like that is what's motivating your attack, I think, yeah, you ought to go down harder for that.
Really? What do you think, Parker?
I'd agree. I mean, it's the same reason why cold-blooded murder is different than like in the moment murder. You know what I mean? Like the reason why you do something does play into like how
like a planned out murder
punishment is
versus a murder of passion or something like in the
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. I've never met anybody that's committed a hate crime that I've thought is like a good person.
Right. That'd be weird if you're like the best, like a really nice person.
It's just like, oh man, he was a really nice guy. He
donates to
he liked calling people a fag from time to time.
Yeah, just every now and again.
But his family, no, I'm cool with the hate crime thing. Yeah, I mean, I also haven't ever heard of like a case of it being used improperly too.
Yeah, it's like, again, due process. You got to prove that it was a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just assume it was.
What I have heard though is some people get off because they charge them with the hate crime element, and then if you can disprove that, like they have to try you all over again.
Oh, and then a lot of people typically
for a separate charge.
And people
not a lot of people. I've read some story like years ago about it happening where, because of double jeopardy. I'm not a lawyer, so this could be completely wrong, but but you can't charge someone for a hate crime, like for an attack, and then go back and be like, oh well, never mind. Then we're just going to charge him just for the attack after the trial's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
They are all the hate crime isn't a separate element. It's all one. So like
exactly.
You can't.
So if
they're innocent of the hate crime. they're also innocent of that charge, so they have to be tried again on that charge separately, and it's a more complicated process.
Gotcha, and you're not allowed to do that. Well, fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I never really understood it 100%, but...
I'm glad it's in place.
Yeah?
I'm glad that, if you kill someone, you can go to jail, but if you kill someone because they're black, you go to jail even longer.
Yeah.
There also is a huge difference between, like, two people at a bar getting into a fight and, like KKK members looking for black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they might punch someone and they land the wrong way on their head and they just, they're out.
Right.
It's like, I didn't mean to murder him. He was, he touched my girlfri's butt or whatever. It was just supposed to be a bar fight. Like, that's definitely
But I feel
different.
like a lot of...
You shouldn't do that.
A lot of the hate crimes that, like, I see, like, on the news and shit, it's typically... Or not typically, but a lot of the times it's literally just a crime that was committed against the minority class. And then it's immediately called a hate crime, even though you have no idea what the person was thinking when they did it.
Yeah, what the motivation was.
Yeah, but I just think a lot of times, like, and then that person's doing even more time. Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, they did the crime, but what's up?
I've never seen that before.
You haven't?
I've always seen it. I've seen people call it a hate crime, but then they don't get charged with it. Normally, if they charged you with a hate crime, there's like a decent bit of evidence that at least that the hate element was there.
Okay.
Yeah, outside the legal system, I think people tend to use the term hate crime.
Yeah,
that's probably
a lot more loosely. Like, oh, I'm going to commit a hate crime in that bathroom, dude. Like,
and
just
there are very
stuff like that.
There are very specific classes too that it applies. Like, you can't commit a hate crime against like psychologists. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's like enumerated protected classes that you can commit a hate crime against.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about psychologists.
Yeah, just trying to fuck them. Kill them all.
Yeah, I hate the meetings that I have with mine.
Those people who have been attacked in
Jupiter
service.
That's
lie about things
that's
like
Jussie,
this.
man. I cannot believe this.